Welcome back. I almost missed the start of the show there, Christian. I don't know if you know this about me or not, but I'm very particular about the lighting in my apartment and when I'm on camera at the podcast. But made it just in time on today's episode of the show. We're going to be breaking down Week 16 Monday Night Football route by the San Francisco 49ers. And old man Phillip Rivers. Then we're going to break open that chapter in this 2015-2016 NFL book, week number 17. If you like what we're doing here at Prime Sports World, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. I'm, of course, your host, David On Point Huffman. We will be joined by Mr. T.J. Hopkins, and in the house from the Daily Blitz blog, Mr. Christian Simpson. Welcome to the show, my friend. Happy Tuesday and a happy Festivus if you celebrate.
Absolutely. First, can you hear me okay? I'm still trying to get used to this new microphone, man.
Man, I saw the pictures of your new setup. It looks really nice.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. But nah, man, I'm doing good. I just can't believe we're about to close up another chapter, week 16, and then we're going in to week 17. This is actually one of my favorite times of the year for the sport. Mine too. Yeah. You know, I mean, with college, with college and, in the NFL, and I think right now the sport is truly at its peak.
Totally agree with you on that. And this is like the nitty-gritty time in the NFL where, kind of teams are setting up their playoff seeding. We got some really big games on the docket this weekend. We're going to get into all of them here on the show today. But first, we got to talk about Monday Night Football. And right now, we got 10 watchers watching this on YouTube. We appreciate all you guys. If you have any questions or comments during the show, please throw those down in the comment section. And please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast, as this is Prime Sports World, and we bring the heat. Let's talk about Monday Night Football, an absolute clinic by the San Francisco 49ers, and potentially Brock Purdy's best game as a pro. Even though, he's went to a Super Bowl, went to multiple NFC Championships game, but statistically, this may have been his best game as a pro. They go on to win 48-27. This game was pretty close at halftime, and the floodgates just opened in the second half for the San Francisco 49ers. 295 yards for Brock Purdy and 5 touchdowns. I can't remember how long it's been since somebody else did that for the San Francisco 49ers. If anybody's ever done it before, I'm sure Steve Young, Joe Namath, or Joe Montana, those guys all did this at some point. Chris McCaffrey had 2 touchdowns in this game, both of them receiving. George Kittle, shout out to him, made it to the Pro Bowl today. So did Chris McCaffrey. Juwan Jennings had a touchdown. Chris McCaffrey had 2. On the other side, Phillip Rivers had 2 touchdowns. He looked great in the first half of this game. And then threw a bad pick. And then Jonathan Taylor, his MVP candidates kind of died down a little bit, but he had a touchdown. Alec Pierce had 2 more touchdowns in this game. He's had a really nice season, and the Colts are probably going to have to pay him.
Yeah. I think this was the best I've seen the 49ers offense look all year long. And again, David, it just seems like it's a continuation of what I mentioned to you yesterday, that coach of the year list, man. Kyle Shanahan really has to be at the top. What he's done this year, I think this is his best job yet to date. I mean, he's worked with what he has around him. Offensively, they've been without Brandon Ayuk, and I don't think he's going to be a 49er ever again.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, you see the difference.
You should hear the chat because, obviously I live in San Francisco now.
Yeah.
All right. Technically I live in Oakland, and, man, the conversations around Brandon Ayuk are just –
I'll take your word for it.
He posted a video on social media, I think it was over the weekend, and I guess he was speeding on the highway, and I guess he posted the video. We brought our sports director in on the weekend to cover it, and we're like, it is a toxic situation. I would be legitimately shocked if he ever takes another snap for the San Francisco 49ers. I wouldn't be surprised if he never plays again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, because teams are going to be turned off by this. I mean,
Yeah.
who would want this around, in their locker room? But nah, San Francisco did everything right. The offensive line, they gave Brock Purdy time to throw the ball.
1
Christian,
sack in this game. One.
which is absolutely phenomenal. Christian McCaffrey did what Christian McCaffrey does. But how
Yeah.
about the others? I'm talking, the Kendrick Bournes, the Jawan Jennings.
Kendrick Bourne got paid too.
Yeah, obviously, George Kittle. And defensively,
Demarcus Robinson got another touchdown. Yeah, I didn't mention him. Fun fact, Demarcus Robinson has never missed the playoffs in his NFL career. Every single season he's been in the league, he's in the playoffs. So if you want to make it to the playoffs and you're looking to sign some of your free agency, pick up Demarcus Robinson.
Why not?
He's guaranteed to go to the playoffs. He's guaranteed.
But the thing that just concerns me about San Francisco is their lack of a pass rush. But you kind of expect that. You're without Nick Bosa. He is your best guy up front that can get to the quarterback. They can't get home unless they blitz or they send additional men. And, you're also without Fred Warner. But look, you get what you can out of them. But this is a dominating win by the 49ers. This may be the best I think I've seen them look all season long. And as for the Colts, man, I hope, look, for the hell of it, David, I hope Phillip Rivers comes back for at least one more year because I've had fun watching him. I really have.
I have kind of too, but he looks terrible. I mean, come on. What
do you expect? He hasn't played since 2021.
I don't mean like him playing football looks terrible. It looks like how it ever has, but he looks like he's not in good shape. Like he doesn't look like he should be playing football. Like, I just find it baffling to me that the Indianapolis Colts were like, we need a quarterback. Let's call Phillip Rivers, who hasn't played in 5 seasons. They couldn't have gotten anyone else. I mean, come on. Like,
yeah, but you have to understand, football.
And I understand, he knows the system. He played the Colts, semi recently. I just can't imagine this is the guy that they were like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the guy.
And not only that, I mean, they're still in the thick of the playoff hunt. Go get an experienced guy that can get you to the promised land. Riley Leonard's
he's experienced, all right.
Yeah, look, Riley Leonard's not doing that.
That's true. He didn't play particularly well in that game that he lost when he came in after Danny Dimes got hurt. So I mean, I don't think Phillip Rivers plays again. I don't think he's coming back next season. Like, I'd be legitimately shocked.
Yeah, you never know.
But yeah, moving on from there, before we close up this chapter, let's talk about game balls. And I'm going first. I'm giving mine Caleb Williams to lead that comeback, that touchdown to J.D. Walker, and then that house call, seal up the victory with that touchdown to DJ Moore. 19 of 34, 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, pulling victory out of the jaws of defeat on the Monster Midway Miracle, as I'm going to call it for the remainder of the season. Go Chicago Bears. Let's go.
Okay, I'm giving mine to a quarterback as well, David. I'm giving it to Justin Herbert. 23 of 29, 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and he also ran for a touchdown as well. He was in control. He was poised. He took care of the ball. He wasn't sacked, and he has his weapons around him. I mean, he was distributing the ball equally.
I love that. I'm a big fan of Justin Herbert. Let's talk about week number 17. Obviously, as the Christmas, as the NFL continues to stomp all over the NBA's day, as they just can't help themselves. And we're like, I have 3 games on Christmas. We're going to start first with a Cowboys Commanders. Many people thought that this might be a play-in game for the NFC East. It's not. Neither of these teams are relevant right now in the NFL when it comes to the playoff hunt. We got the Dallas Cowboys coming off that loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Commanders lost last Saturday to the Philadelphia Eagles. Last time these 2 teams played, I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. I think the Cowboys got the victory. Christian, talk to me.
Oh, man. I like Dallas in this one. It's a rivalry game. I know both these fan bases are going to be up and ready for it. I think Dallas still do what they do offensively, and they actually had their best defensive performance against the Commanders earlier in the year when they played it. I think that's going to be the case again. I like the Cowboys to take this season series.
I mean, I don't know, or as TJ would always say, I don't know if I care who wins this game. I will reluctantly take the
David, don't let him influence you. He is a bad influence, and I hope he hears me.
I'm just like, neither of these teams are going anywhere. Like, this probably game had a ton of luster on it because you kind of figured it'd be for seeding in the NFC, the NFC East. You thought both these teams were going to be good. Neither of them are in the thick of things whatsoever. I'm actually gonna take the Commanders on a mini upset here. The Cowboys look terrible on defense, and I don't think there's anything that can fix that. And Marcus Mariota in this offense with the Commanders has got some things going here and there throughout the season. I'll take the Commanders in a mini upset.
Okay.
From there, we got the Detroit Lions, who are clinging on to desperation when it comes to their playoff lives after falling to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the way that they lost that game. Going against the Minnesota Vikings, who quietly have won 2 games in a row or 3 games in a row. I know they beat Dallas, and then they beat your New York Giants last weekend. This is a game, the Lions have to have. They have to win out, and they have to get some help from the Baltimore Ravens and then the Minnesota Vikings next weekend, as the Packers need to lose out. Lions, Vikings, 8-7, 7-8. This is all she wrote for the Lions. If they can't win out, it will be no playoff berth, and this will be a disappointing season for the Detroit Lions.
I like the Lions here. I think Minnesota's defense, they're going to make it tough. And when they play the last time, the Lions let one slip. Too many penalties. That defense just made clutch play after clutch play when you needed them to. And I expect Minnesota's defense to be punishing once again, but I just have a feeling the Lions are going to come into this game with a chip on their shoulder because of the way they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers the week before. But yeah, I like the Lions in a close one.
So the Vikings will actually be going for the sweep here, as they actually beat the Detroit Lions earlier in the season in an earlier matchup, 27-24. So I think this was one of those Carson Wentz games. No, it wasn't JJ McCarthy. Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings win this game 27-24. That one was in in Ford Field. This goes over to Minnesota. I think there's just bad juju around the Detroit Lions right now, and the Minnesota Vikings quietly have kind of righted the ship here a little bit. JJ McCarthy's actually playing some pretty solid football and building some momentum towards the end of the season. They won 3 games in a row. They goose-egged the Commanders. They beat down the Cowboys. I mean, they didn't play well against the Giants, but they still got the victory. I don't know who the quarterback's going to be for the Minnesota Vikings. If I was the Vikings, I probably would shut down JJ McCarthy for the remainder of the season outside of that Packers game because I really need him to win. I'll still take the Lions. I think they're still a better football team, and I think there's got to be some hope there for the JJ McCarthy has a hairline fracture in his hand and will not play. So Max Brosmer will get the start for the Minnesota Vikings. He's just not an NFL quarterback. Give me the Lions. From there, we're going to swing from the NFC North to the AFC West as we have what was probably going to be a conversation about who's going to be winning this division, but not anymore. Denver Broncos, they still got a stranglehold on the AFC West. They just need to win this game, I think, and then they clinch the division. But the Chargers are breathing down their neck with a big-time game coming up next weekend. The Chiefs, with Odukin going to be the starting quarterback for their team. I don't know a thing about this guy. I talked about this yesterday. Chris Odukin. I don't know. Broncos, Chiefs. Broncos are going to try to get back after they lost they got basically house called by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City Chiefs got blown out by the Titans and Cam Ward. Do the Broncos right the ship and they get back on the winning ways in this game against Kansas City?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they definitely do. And sometimes I think those losses, they get you right. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, you can go back to the drawing board. You can look at what went wrong. You can watch the tape. You can correct those issues. So Denver just has to look at this as course correction. You know what I'm saying? And thankfully, this wasn't the playoffs because you'd have a very long and disappointing offseason if that were the case. But yeah, I like Denver at this point. Kansas City, I just don't think they have enough in the tank. And it sounds so weird to say that after all these years.
This offense just has not. Patrick Mahomes, it's becoming more and more obvious that Patrick Mahomes was this offense. Like, you think you just plug and play whoever back there, but it just hasn't been the case. I'll take the Broncos as well. I think Chris Odukin is going to be the starter for the remainder of the season because they brought in Shane somebody named Shane to be the backup. I don't know who that is either. So, yeah, good luck to Kristen Shane there in Kansas City as you go up against one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, the Denver Broncos, who are also going to have a chip on their shoulder because he just got beat down by Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. That is not a recipe for success whatsoever. Give me the Chiefs or the Broncos to win this game.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then a rematch from swinging into Saturday football as we get closer. And we passed Christmas here on Saturday. Also, a shout out, happy Merry Christmas to everybody who watches here at Prime Sports World. We very much appreciate your guys' viewership. And we got a rematch of last year's playoff matchup in the wild card round. Houston Texans. The Chargers went into Houston and they got absolutely throttled by the Houston Texans. This time around, Texans are going into the SoFi Stadium, the beautiful SoFi Stadium, the home of the Los Angeles Chargers. The last time these two teams played, it was 32-12 Texans, but the final score does not indicate how close this game was, as it was not even that close. The Chargers made a lot of mistakes. They threw a lot of picks. Houston Texans took advantage of all those mistakes. This is a really good defense against a pretty, at times, high-powered offense in the Los Angeles Chargers and Jim Harbaugh. Christian, talk to me.
David.
Oh, let's go, baby.
Let's go. First one. Let's do it. And we don't have a hater to hate. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2,
3. 3. Shameless plug number one, baby.
Yeah, I remember that playoff game, and they actually Houston picked off Justin Herbert a total of 4 times. I mean, and it was the pressure, it was the exotic looks, it's D'Amico Ryans throwing a lot of delayed blitzes and delayed pressures at him, and but now both these teams, they're cruising right now. Like Houston, you thought their season was done, about a month and a half or 2 months ago, but they got hot. They've kept their foot on the gas, and they just keep going. And the Chargers, they're clicking at the right time, but most importantly, they're getting healthy at the right time. Quentin Johnston's on the field. They got Omarion Hampton back. Joe Alt's not back yet, right?
Yeah, I think he's done for the season.
Yeah, I think so too. But Jim Harbaugh is going to have his guys ready to play. I can't wait to get my hands on this matchup. Very intrigued by it. I preview it on Friday. Be on the lookout.
So these are two of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. The Houston Texans winning 7 in a row. Their last loss came to the Denver Broncos. The Chargers, on the other hand, are winners of 7 of the last 8 games. Their only loss has come to the hands of the Jacksonville Jaguars, a game where they got absolutely manhandled in Jacksonville. This is actually this is a really tough game to pick because the Houston Texans defense is extremely stifling. But we've seen Justin Herbert going into the phone booth and kind of be that Superman, Josh Allen type quarterback at times this season. And I mean, both these teams really need this victory. I think if the Texans were to lose, the Chargers were to clinch a playoff spot, the Buffalo Bills were to clinch a playoff spot before we even play on Sunday. Any of those matchups there. I'm going to take the Chargers, but this feels like a game where this is as close as it gets. And I think, it's really hard to I have a hard time predicting because I think they're two very similar teams. Like they're both built on the defensive side of the ball. They're also going to take care of the football. We don't see Justin Herbert and CJ Stroud commit a lot of turnovers. This is maybe, like we talk about the weekend, like this may be the most difficult game to pick because I think these teams are extremely even, and I think they're both extremely just very well coached and well just built. I'll take the Chargers, but it would surprise me if we're talking this next weekend and Chargers end up losing this game to the Texans because I think Texans they're cooking right now for real.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, D'Amico has them playing confidently. I
mean, 7 in a row, and like they've beaten some decent teams in this stretch. I mean, they beat Buffalo, they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars to start this stretch. I mean, they beat the San Francisco 49ers. That win looks more impressive every single week.
It wasn't the fact that they beat Buffalo. It was the manner and how they went about it. To me, David, I think this is the best defense in the National Football League. Easily. They can get home with 4 without blitzing. The linebackers know their role. The secondary plays well. And the great defenses, each tier knows what each tier wants to do. And yeah, I mean, they have edge rushers. They got guys that can clog up the lanes. And yeah, no, they play hard.
Gonna bring TJ into the show real quick if he wants to talk
Why?
about
Why?
Texans Chargers. TJ, how you doing, man? Welcome into the show, man. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and a happy Festivus from everybody here at Prime Sports World. TJ, talk to me. Texans Chargers.
I'm going with the Texans. I just think that defense is too tough. Justin Herbert still dealing with the broke hand. Like obviously he lit up the Cowboys. Like I said, 23-29 for 302 touchdowns. But that Cowboy defense ain't the Texans defense. And D'Amico Ryans, I think every chance he get, he gonna send the house and make Justin Herbert real uncomfortable.
Moving on from there to the nightcap on Saturday afternoon, we got the Baltimore Ravens heading into Lambeau Field, the home of the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, both these teams are coming off taking pretty devastating losses. The Ravens obviously fell to the New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football that really put a damper on their playoff hopes as they need to win out. And then the Steelers also need to lose out in order for them to make the playoffs. The Packers, on the other hand, if they get one more win this season, they will be a playoff team either this weekend against the Ravens or next weekend against the Minnesota Vikings. Last time these two teams played, Christian, do you remember who won that game 4 years ago?
Green Bay won it. I remember it being a shootout, and that was the game that pretty much gave Aaron Rodgers back-to-back MVPs.
You are absolutely correct. So 4 years ago, December 19, 2021, almost to the date, actually, the Green Bay Packers went into Baltimore, M&T Bank Stadium, and they won that game 31-30. Aaron Rodgers threw for 3 touchdowns and 0 picks. Tyler Huntley, not to be outshined or outdone, 2 touchdowns in that game for him. And then it's Devontae Adams. Tyler Huntley led the team in rushing as they didn't really rush the ball a whole lot there. They did. This is pre-Derrick Henry football. Let's talk about 2025. And TJ, let's talk about this. Packers, Ravens. Packers need to win to seal the playoff spot. The Ravens need to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Who gets it?
Packers should win this one going away, don't you think? Like all things
This game's
considered.
in Lambeau.
Yeah, Packers should win this one going away. All things considered, Lamar is day to day. I think.
Yeah, let me take a look at that stats. Let me look at Jordan Love too.
Yeah.
So he's dealing with some sort of back injury. Lamar Jackson did not practice today. Packers Jordan Love was limited in practice today. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to play in this game, but I'm sort of guessing. I think Jordan Love will be back.
So and also if you're the Green Bay Packers, do you think you can spare Jordan Love for a game? Right? Like I understand it's week 17. You win this, like it's basically like, hey.
I mean, if
you win and you win.
I think sure, you're winning, you're in, but I think if you win this game, you can rest your starters next week. Like,
but at the same time, it's what's like. I'd rather make sure my starters are there down the road versus.
But I think the difference here is the Packers have to win one of these two games. Like,
yeah,
I mean, all of that hypothetical stuff. You want your guys, like, if they don't win one of these two games, they're going to be watching playoffs at home. And maybe Malik Willis does give you a good chance to win a game. He looked good against the Bears.
Yeah, that was what 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, basically
something like that.
Yeah,
and like I don't know, like I obviously like you're gonna see where Jordan Love is at as the week progresses, and likewise.
Well, I would say since he's already practicing, I would be pretty shocked if he doesn't suit up and play on Saturday.
See, but like that's the thing, like already practicing, like he's limited in practice. So, like what does a limited practice look like for a concussed quarterback?
I don't know exactly.
I don't know. Either way, I'm going with the Packers.
I love me some chaos, so I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens. I just really want to see the Packers miss the playoffs, and I'm going to manifest that into existence. Give me the Ravens. Christian.
I think this game is far more important for Baltimore than it is Green Bay.
I agree with you on that 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they have to come in.
I mean, the Packers get the Vikings next week. They could easily. That should be an easy victory.
Right.
Knock on wood, but
right. But I expect Baltimore to come in. They have to come in with some sense of urgency because, I mean, they blew an 11-point lead and got away from what was working for them on Sunday night against New England. Now, I like Green Bay. They're going to get back to it. I think they're going to right the ship. And yeah, I'm taking the Packers. They're going to the playoffs.
I'm going with the Ravens just because I'm a hater. But if I would have to pick with my head, not my heart, I would also take the Green Bay Packers, especially if Lamar Jackson doesn't play. This Ravens team, especially on defense, just hasn't been good this season. Like, it's just been it's not typical what you see, especially the pieces they add in the offseason. Like, you kind of thought, like, hey, this was going to be one of the premier defenses in the NFL, and just hasn't been the case. Moving on from there, we got two teams that will not be playing on football in the playoffs. We got the Cincinnati Bengals, who will probably be looking for a new head coach this offseason, going up against the Arizona Cardinals, who will also probably looking for a new head coach. This game is in Cincinnati. Last time these two teams played was 2 years ago. Cincinnati Bengals got the advantage 34-20. Joe Burrow versus Jacoby Brissett. Christian, talk to me.
I like Cincinnati. Arizona, they find a new way to lose every single week. And you just see the difference having a healthy Joe Burrow makes, for the Bengals offense. Everything just flows. They run the ball better. He distributes the ball out evenly. Yeah, you know what you're going to get from that offense. Defensively, yeah, I have zero faith in them. But, the Bengals should win this.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cincinnati too. I don't really have faith in any aspect of the Arizona Cardinals. I think Michael Wilson probably will have a good game because he's been pretty good on the stretch here for this far season. But the Cardinals have been unable to run the football. They just don't have balance. They're asking Jacoby Brissett to go out there and sling it 50 times a game. It's just not a recipe for success. Give me Cincinnati. TJ.
Yeah, I think the Bengals the Bengals should win, but like their seasons have been summed up a lot these past couple years with if Joe Burrow didn't miss X amount of games, who knows what the Bengals would be. Like, that's been the narrative for some years.
Two seasons for sure.
Yeah, like,
no, he was completely healthy last year. They just sucked.
It's like, so yeah, I mean, Cincinnati should win this one going away. Like, if they don't win this one, then yeah, that's the nail in the coffin for Zach Taylor.
I don't think it matters. I think he's going to get fired regardless. And I guess we'll find out when it comes Black Monday. From there, swinging into two teams from the AFC North, the Pittsburgh Steelers have an opportunity to clinch a playoff spot regardless of what happens with the Ravens on Saturday. They win. They're automatically in the playoffs, and they can rest their aging roster next weekend against the Ravens in a game that, if they lose this game, comes very important for the battle for the AFC North. But the Cleveland Browns, they're playing with some heart. They're playing with some pride. They look to play spoiler here. If you ain't going to the playoffs, neither are we. Last time these two teams played was earlier this season. Steelers won that game pretty handily, 23-9. This is now This is several weeks later, almost 2 months later. How do you think this shakes out now, TJ?
That would be funny if the Browns play spoiler. I'm going with the Steelers. In my heart wants Shador to go out there and put on a fucking show and get a dub one time for the one time. And I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna take the Steelers. I do think Myles Garrett sets the record though.
I'm taking the upset. I just love chaos in the National Football League, and so I want that last weekend matchup for the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers to be for all the marbles. And having that game no longer be for all the marbles takes a little bit of the cachet away. I love cachet, so I don't want that cachet to be taken away. So give me the Browns. Christian. I don't have a reason for it. I mean, they're not. The Browns are not a good, better football team. They shouldn't win this game, but I love chaos, and I'm just going to go with it.
Um, I I like the Steelers because they have found a way to run the football, and I think that continues again on Sunday. That this is their formula. Run the ball, control the line of scrimmage. I think Cleveland's going to make it interesting, and they're going to make it a close game. And I agree. I agree with Herman Munster there that Myles Garrett does get the record, but I just think it's going to be too much Steelers at the end of the day.
Moving on from there, we got the Saints and the Titans locking horns in Nissan Stadium in Nashville. The New Orleans Saints have quietly won 3 games in a row. The Tennessee Titans have quietly won 2 of their last 3 games. Last time these 2 teams locked horns was 2 years ago, and the New Orleans Saints got the smidge victory, 15-16, just for funsie. Who do you guys think the starting quarterbacks were for these 2 teams 2 years ago? Titans, Saints, 16-15 Saints victory. This is actually week number 1. 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah, September 10th, 2023. It's 2 years ago. Sorry, quarterbacks.
Derek Carr for sure.
Derek Carr for the Saints. You got it, but I think the Titans one is tougher.
2 years ago.
Wow. Interesting. I'm thinking, I really am.
This quarterback threw 3 picks in this game and went 16 for 34 for 190 yards and 3 picks. He also rushed 3 times for 5 yards.
I'll go out on a limb and say Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill, yeah. I think this is coming off their AFC title berth, where they were playing for the AFC title. Don't quote me on that because I reserve the right to be wrong because I spent a lot of time being wrong. But I think this is coming right off the heels of that. Jamal Williams was the leading rusher for the New Orleans Saints, and then Chris Olave and DeAndre Hopkins was on this football team, led the Titans in receiving yards. But none of those guys, besides Chris Olave, is walking through this door. Christian, what's happened? Saints. Titans. The Saints keep it rolling with 4 straight to wrap up the season here?
They do. Tyler Shuck is actually playing pretty well. Give him a full year and see what can come of him. The Saints are playing well right now. I mean, they look like they're having fun. I know it's been a tough year, but try to end the year on a positive, and I think they will. I like the Saints.
I'm going with the Saints too. I mean, the Titans, yes, they're kind of building some stuff here. 2 of the last 3 wins have been pretty impressive, especially with the use of Tony Pollard in those games. But I think, Tyler Shuck, yeah, he's played pretty well in this 3-game winning streak for the Saints. And they haven't been just they're beating up on garbage teams. They beat the Saints. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Buccaneers. Those are football teams that could be in the playoffs. Give me the Saints. TJ.
Give me the Titans. No wrong reason. Just give me the Titans.
Moving on from there, we're swinging into the house that Peyton Manning built as the Indianapolis Colts welcome in the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday afternoon. The Jaguars are coming off getting their biggest win in several years against the Denver Broncos, and the Colts obviously got dismantled on Monday Night Football. Trevor Lawrence versus Phillip Rivers. Last time these 2 played, obviously Jaguars got the victory as Danny Dimes was lost for the season in that game. But this isn't that game. Trevor Lawrence has been on a tear over the last month or so, going up against old man Grandpa Phillip Rivers. TJ, talk to me.
Jags should. The Phillip Rivers story, like I said, it's cool. It has its moments. You off your couch for the first time in 4 years, 5 years.
He had to take the cleats off of one of your trophies in order to play.
And then you go out last night and you throw for 277. A bag.
2 touchdowns and a pick.
And hey, but what all I say, he gonna get you one.
He's gonna give you one, even at 45. He's gonna give you one.
He gonna get you one. And you gave him one, and that one was the nail in the coffin. The Jags should win this one. I ain't gonna say handedly, but they should win this one.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Dallas Cowboys, or taking the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. I don't know where the Dallas Cowboys just came from, but I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're building on this momentum. I mean, this has quietly been one of the hottest teams in the NFL, right up there with the Texans and the Chargers. The Jaguars are also peaking at the right time. Give me the Jaguars, Christian.
I'm with you guys. I'm taking Jacksonville as well. They always play the Colts tough, more so in Jacksonville, but come into Indy. And their style of football travels. They're physical. They play downhill. They control the line of scrimmage. They get after the quarterback. They create turnovers. Like Liam Cohen has a good thing. County.
Moving on from there, swinging into the battle for Florida, as the Miami Dolphins will go into or actually the other way around. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will go down to South Beach and take on the Miami Dolphins. I imagine Quinn Ewers will continue to get the start for the Miami Dolphins. This is a big time game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have to win this game in order for that game next week to be for the division again against the Carolina Panthers, who have a very tough matchup against the Seahawks. We'll get to that later. Last time these two teams played, though, was 4 years ago, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put a thumping on the Miami Dolphins, 45-17 in week number 5. This one was down in the Pirate Ship, and this one was a virtuoso Tom Brady performance of 30 of 41, 411 yards, and 5 touchdowns for Mr. Thomas Edward Brady. But we're not
Patrick Brady. We got the Patrick.
Patrick Edward.
David. See, he's that MF with the shoe that fits.
Ain't that right, TJ? They had Lombardi Lenny on this football team 5 years ago, but we're not in 2020. We're not in 2021 anymore. We are in 2025. Both these teams are kind of squandering a little bit as Tampa Bay's lost, I think, 5 in a row. Christian, talk to me.
Yeah, it's a must-win for Tampa Bay. Me and TJ were talking about this. Like, man,
Todd Bowles is going to get fired if they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I would hate to see that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Nah, TJ and I were talking.
Any time you have a collapse like this, somebody's going to get the finger pointed at him. It's going to fall right into the head coach, and he's made some baffling coaching decisions throughout this losing streak that have directly led to losing. And his unhinged press conference too, like people love all the F-bombs and stuff, but it just didn't result in anything. Like I don't think they're taking him seriously,
which is out of character for him because he's always so cool and calm and collected.
And that can be true and all, but frustration just builds
frustrations
up after a while, and that's what I think it is. But I do like it's frustrations, but I definitely like Tampa Bay to get back right. Establish Bucky Irvin. I think they're a better offense when he's toting the rock.
I'll also take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. I just think that they have a better football team, and they're actually playing for something. They have to win this game. I mean, a collapse here against the Dolphins, a team that's just trying to make it into the offseason with all their players as healthy as possible. Tampa Bay has to win this game. Tampa Bay. TJ.
Sweep it.
Moving on from there, we have the New England Patriots going into East Rutherford, New Jersey, the home of the New York Jets, as the Jets will try to play spoiler as they try to prevent the New England Patriots from being the number 1 seed in the AFC and prevent them from winning the AFC East, as Buffalo is right on their heels. They were aided big time by that comeback victory against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday night, but now they have to win out, and they just have to win. I think they only have to win one more game, and they will clinch the AFC East. And I think they have to win one more game, and they will clinch the number 1 seed in the AFC. But don't quote me on that second part. Jets, Patriots, TJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm also going to ride with the New England Patriots. Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Moving into the late afternoon window, we have a big-time game with big-time playoff implications. We have the Seattle Seahawks that currently sit as the number 1 seed in the entire NFC, but they got San Francisco and the Rams and the Bears all hot on their tail as they go into this week, going into Carolina and taking on the Panthers, coming off their big-time win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to have for the time being, be the number one seed in the NFC South. Last time these two teams played was 2 years ago, and the Seattle Seahawks got the victory 37-27. I think it's going to be a very similar story this season in 2025. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks. I think they're one of the best teams in the NFL right now. They're balanced. Sam Darnold was a Pro Bowler today, so congratulations, Sam Darnold. I meant to shout out players that made the Pro Bowl, but I forgot up until this point. But I will take the Seattle Seahawks. TJ, talk to me.
Yeah, let's see if that home field advantage for the Panthers holds weight. Like you go in there, you beat the Rams. Come there, they struggle. You beat them. Tampa struggles outside of them being a divisional opponent. Was the Green Bay game there too? Was that in Green Bay?
That was in Green Bay.
It was in Lambeau.
It was in Green Bay.
Yeah. So you're kind of hoping that home field charm carries over. They Cam Newton was on First Take talking about the differences a year makes. Like, cause a year ago that stadium was empty. Like David brought up
you could get tickets for like $8 at one point.
Yeah, David brought up the ticket prices for damn near every Panther game as the season went on, and they got worse. And those tickets
if you want to buy a ticket for this game, it's still $96, which is cheap.
Which is cheap, all things considered. But to think about a year ago, you saying, "Hey, we can go to Panther games for $8." Like that's insane. And you fast forward to a year, that place is packed now. Like it's what a difference a year makes, right? I'm still taking Seattle because, like, all things considered, Seattle still is the better team. And this is one of those teams. Like, this is one of those games where, like, hey, both teams are playing for something, right? Like, if you're the Panthers, somebody got to win this damn division. Why not us? And if you're Seattle, I'm pretty sure if you win this one, you clinch the number one seed.
Or
do you need
no? They need the Niners to lose because they have a game. They play the Niners next week, and if the Niners beat us, that game next week becomes for the number one seed in the West and for probably the number one seed in the NFC. Actually, it does. Actually, I don't no ifs, ands, or buts. It will be. It will probably be the Sunday night game.
Yeah,
depending on how things shake out.
They're going to do some more flexing.
Well, they don't. If you go and look at the way the schedule's even set up, they don't have times for any games at all next weekend. Like,
oh yeah. So yeah, it's a bunch of games. That's what you call it.
Yeah. So they're all of them, every single one. So
yeah.
Christian.
I like Seattle in this one. Like, Carolina's been good. They've been on a nice run, but this Seattle team is just leaps and bounds better than Carolina. They're going to throw a lot of pressure at Bryce Young. They're going to bottle up the run. I think they're going to make Carolina one-dimensional. Like I've been saying, this is the best Seattle defense I've seen since the Legion of Boom days.
Moving on from there, we have an absolute barn burner of a game. Get ready to mark your calendars as the New York Football Giants roll into the Death Star in Las Vegas, Nevada, and take on those Raiders. Last time these two teams played was 2 years ago. The Las Vegas Raiders won this game 30-6. And just for funsies, starting quarterbacks for the Giants on this game was Tommy Cutlets, 15-20 for 175 yards and a touchdown and 2 picks. I think this might have been the game where Danny Dimes got hurt at some point during it.
It was.
Yeah, Tommy DeVito came in after. And then Aiden O'Connell, 16-25 for 209 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. Saquon Barkley was still on the Giants at this particular time, and Josh Jacobs had 98 yards and 2 touchdowns, and so did Jacoby Myers as they go on to cruise 30-6. But we're in 2025. Neither of those teams are going anywhere. Neither of those teams are very entertaining to watch play football. But somebody's got to win. TJ.
You're right. Somebody has to win. Well, watch this game end in the tie. That would be fucking hilarious. Um, David, I don't know which fantasy site you use, but according to uh, ESPN Fantasy, Jackson Dart had like -7 fantasy points.
Yeah, he did not have a good day at the office.
He did not have a good day at the office. Um, it's it's like God. This is one of those like, do I have to pick one? Do I have to?
Unfortunately, you do.
Like you like I know I do like, but you get what I'm saying though. It's
Yeah.
like damn, I gotta pick a one. I feel bad for the people who have to work this game. You get what I'm saying?
Man,
Like the broadcast.
that's how I felt about the Cowboys and Commanders game earlier in this show.
No, this is
But
worse. This is worse.
I definitely feel way worse about this one though. Like I don't know who's on the broadcast or I like.
Uh, cause like this is one of those games like you want like both of your fan bases like you want to lose this game. You want to lose this
I
like
mean,
you
ideally, yes.
like you want to
This
lose.
game is on CBS, so I don't know who their like less good crew is, but that'll be a one on this game, I'm sure.
Uh,
Maybe they'll bail what's his name, Mark Sanders out of jail, and he'll do this game.
give me
Here's your punishment. You gotta call the Giants Raiders game.
Yeah, give me the yeah, give me the Giants. I think Jackson Dart, has he does a little something. Give me the
Man,
Giants.
the only way the Raiders could ruin a lost season more is by winning this particular game, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Give me the Raiders, Christian.
I've been waiting on this, Scott. A big old bowl of suck. Like seriously, this shit is going in the crock pot for real. I'm kind of with TJ.
The crock pot is too classy for this. This goes in the microwave.
You're not wrong. I can't disagree with you.
This is like microwaving fish in your office.
Oh, that's
Damn.
Oh,
You said a
God.
crock pot too fancy for this thing. Like, God damn, that's cold. I ain't know
Man,
they even had it in them.
you can cook some good ass shit in the crock pot, man. I will have no crock pot slander on this show.
David on point, mate. I tell you, that was just gangster. What you just
I ain't know that. Right, I ain't know
I
they
didn't know you
had
had
it in
that in
them.
you. I read yeah. Damn it, this game is ended in a tie. Like this is like picking your poison. Like you're like, yo, do you want what is it? How can we compare this? Do you want the flu or do you want AIDS? Like that's what this is.
No, I don't think those are even. That's a terrible comparison.
But you get the point I'm making. It's like, do you want this sickness or that sickness? Like,
give me the flu. Anyways,
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna take the Giants because it's forever this to the Raiders. But yeah, give me the Giants. I guess.
To the game, one of the games of the absolute weekend, we have the defending Super Bowl champs and the Buffalo Bills going head to head in a game that could be potentially the preview of what could be in the Super Bowl at Levi Stadium in a few weeks. Buffalo's cooking right now. I think they've won 5 games in a row. Their last loss, I think, was against the Houston Texans. The Eagles, after what was a pretty bad stretch there, have kind of righted the ship here a little bit with the last 2 victories against, not the greatest competition. You go against the Commanders and the Las Vegas Raiders, but this is where they're going to be tested. This game is in Buffalo, in Orchard Park. Last time these two teams played was 2 years ago. Christian, do you remember who won this game 2 years ago?
The Eagles won it in overtime, 37-34.
Yes, 34 to 37. Both of their quarterbacks put up crazy numbers. Josh Allen, 29 to 51, 339, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Jalen Hurts, 18 of 31, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Josh Allen also had 2 rushing touchdowns. So did Jalen Hurts. This is pre-Saquon Barkley. Now Saquon Barkley is in the house. Buffalo's riding a high right now. They're looking to potentially still be the number one seed, not only in the AFC East, but they still have an outside chance to clinch the AFC number one overall seed in the AFC if things fall their way. Buffalo, Philadelphia. Let TJ have the floor first.
Oh, wait. This is some Ali Form and Ali Frazier type shit. Like if the Bears and the Niners weren't in the position that they're in, I would wholeheartedly say flex this shit. Like make this the night game, like wholeheartedly. Um,
This
Give me
game's
the
gonna have
Bills,
Tom. This game's gonna have Tom Brady probably.
100%. Is this on Fox? This a Fox
Yeah.
game?
Yeah. You know what? Something that I was just thinking about like the other day. You remember like back in the day that like
Mhm.
all of the AFC games were like on CBS and like all of the NFC games were on Fox.
Mhm.
When like without me noticing it, that's kind of not the case anymore. Like when did that change?
Um,
Because when I was growing up, I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if that's something maybe I just noticed as
well,
as I was growing.
I think it's still like that, especially come like playoff time. Like playoff time, CBS still does
ABC.
majority
Yeah, AFC.
AFC and Fox does the NFC. But I think regular season that's how it should be. Like, hey, like take turns calling. Yeah,
I guess I just always remember that like the games, all the AFC games were always on CBS and all the NFC games were always on Fox, and like it just seems like this season particularly, there's been a definite shift away from that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about this
I'm
game.
gonna, I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take the Bills at home.
Christian, is it coming? Is it happening?
David,
Let's go, baby.
let's go. All right, on my count. 1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number two, baby.
Yeah, I remember when these two played 2 years ago. It was in the rain, South Philly on a Sunday. Probably one of the best games I previewed that year. 2 years later, they meet again. Yeah, Saquon definitely is the difference. You know, I think Saquon could have himself over 100 yards in this game because the Buffalo run defense is not that good. And if I'm Philly, I would test that early and often. Buffalo, again, we talk about it all the time. Can they get off to a quick start? Because you're not going to always be able to come back and fight your way back into the game. Because there might be that one team that keeps you down when you least expect it. You're not going to be able to climb back in. Now, this is going to be fun. I mean, this is the second meeting between Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. And when I saw this game was on the schedule in May, I knew I would preview it. All these months later, here we go. Can't wait to get my hands on it again. I preview this one on Christmas Day. So be on the lookout.
And you can go find all that content over there at the dailyblitz.blog. It's very talented Christian Simpson. All his stuff is over there. With that being said, I'm gonna. This is one of those games where I kind of feel the same way that I felt about the Chargers and the Texans. Like I kind of feel like either one of these teams. I wouldn't be shocked that either one of these two teams won this matchup. With that being said, I'm going to go a little bit with my heart here. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. I have a soft spot for them. I have a soft spot for Josh Allen. I think that I would love for them to still win the AFC East if that's at all a possibility. And it kind of starts with winning this game. And Buffalo, I mean, the way they've been running the football over the last couple of weeks, I mean, they've really committed to it. And it's really been a reason that we've seen the resurgence of the Buffalo Bills. The reason that they're playing at a much higher uptick. Hold on. They just won 4 games in a row, and they beat 2 teams that are going to be in the playoffs when it's all said and done, probably over that stretch. They beat Tampa Bay. They won 5 out of the last 4 games. And when they won these games, they're committed to running the football. And I think that's going to be important as they win this game. I know Josh Allen's doing a little bit of a foot injury, but this is the kind of games that Josh Allen usually gets up for. Probably going to put up crazy numbers. I think James Cook also has a fantastic game in this game as well. Give me Buffalo. And then to the creme de la creme when it comes to this weekend's matchups. This could be, all said and done, is going to lead a long way to the number 1 seed in the NFC when things are all wrapped up. in a couple weeks. We got the Chicago Bears and me going into Levi Stadium, the home of the San Francisco 49ers, and taking on, obviously the San Francisco 49ers at Levi Stadium there in Santa Clara. Last time these two teams played was 1 year ago during Caleb Williams' rookie season. This is after Matt Eberflus got fired. Actually, the week right after Matt Eberflus got fired. The San Francisco 49ers won this game 38-13, as both of these teams actually had lost seasons last year due to injuries and incompetence. I'll let you figure out which one is which. Bears coming off a huge victory against the Green Bay Packers. San Francisco also coming off of dismantling the Colts on Monday Night Football. I'll let Christian have the floor first because I'm pretty sure I know what's coming here.
Come on, David. Let's wrap this thing up.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number 3, baby.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. This has old school vibes written all over it. I mean, Caleb Williams just continues to gradually climb that ladder week in and week out. The Bears are running the football. They have a competent offense, but most importantly, they have a competent coach who knows what he's doing. Defensively, they're swarming to the ball. They're forcing takeaways. Then you look at San Francisco. Last night was the best I've seen their offense look in quite some time. Maybe the best ever under Brock Purdy. But then again, I tell TJ this all the time. You never know what version of Brock Purdy you're going to get. If you get good Brock like you did yesterday, San Francisco is going to be tough to beat. But if you get bad Brock, the entire team struggles and they feed off that negative energy. The only thing that just concerns me is can the 49ers get pressure on Caleb Williams without blitzing? Yeah, you're without Nick Bosa. No, you don't have Fred Warner either. Those are your two cornerstones to your defense. So next man up. I preview this one tomorrow. Be on the lookout.
TJ, talk to me.
Them getting pressure on Caleb Williams isn't my concern. My concern is, will the Bears be able to run the ball? Like, we saw what they did to Jonathan Taylor last night. Like, they pretty much. I mean, like, and to be fair, yeah, Phillip Rivers did throw for 277, but after the layoff he's been on, if you lose to Phillip Rivers at this point, with him throwing the ball like that many times, then, hey, you just say, hey, good game. Right, but what we're not going to do is let Jonathan Taylor run up and down the goddamn field on us. We're not going to allow that. So that being said, like, if you're the Niners, like, I don't think you can stack the box trying to shut down the run game like they did last night and say, hey, Caleb Williams, beat me with your arm. Because Caleb Williams can do that. So I'm gonna take the Bears. I think it's gonna be a close game.
So both of these teams, as I kind of mentioned a couple times during the show, are two of the hotter teams in the NFL. Chicago Bears, they're won 7 out of their last 8 games. San Francisco, not to be shortchanged, have won 6 out of their last 7 games. And the only game that the San Francisco 49ers have lost in that stretch against the Los Angeles Rams. And the Bears, obviously, the Green Bay Packers. This is going to be one of those really like old school football games. I actually wouldn't be super surprised if this actually is a higher scoring game than many people predict. It's going to be a super entertaining football game. I'm going to be in the building in Levi Stadium watching this football game. So just because I'm going to be in the building and George Kittle's dealing with a low ankle sprain, he may not play in this game, which would be huge for the Chicago Bears. Not having to worry about George Kittle. You never want anyone to get injured, but I'll take it as a Chicago Bears fan, at least for 1 week. I'm taking the Bears, but this is going to be one of those games where it comes down to final possession, final drive. Who's going to be able to make the play, Brock Purdy or Caleb Williams? And we've already seen out of Caleb Williams, he can make that play down the stretch. I mean, he's pulled the rabbit out of the hat multiple times this season. I know there's a meme going around on the internet showing the games that like they were trailing, and yet
they still won.
The Bears won all of those games regardless because of Caleb Williams. I'm super hyped for this game. I'm super excited about it. Can't wait to see it live.
Good for you.
And the Yeah, I'm gonna certainly try. I got the day off work, so it should be cool. From there, we're gonna swing into Monday Night Football. A little bit of a downer after what we just talked about the last two games. We got the Los Angeles Rams obviously losing that heartbreaking game on Thursday Night Football, going into Atlanta and taking on the Falcons, who beat the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday afternoon. Last time these two teams played was 3 years ago, and the Rams got the victory 31-27. But this is 2025, and neither the Falcons are going nowhere quick. Kirk Cousins has played well in the last couple of weeks. The Rams, they need to win this game to still kind of keep their hopes alive, kind of to still win the NFC West and still potentially have an opportunity to win the number one seed in the NFC. I don't really have those numbers in front of me. I don't know if they're mathematically eliminated from either of those conversations, but they have to win out. And if they want to have any chance whatsoever, starts here on Monday Night Football. Christian, talk to me.
I like the Rams. Atlanta just doesn't have it. Yeah, they won that game last week, but it was more so Arizona gift wrapping that game to them, all pun intended. But yeah, I like LA to get back. Hopefully Devontae Adams is back.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams too. I don't think too much else needs to be said. TJ.
And that being said, this has been the Prime. Thank y'all for joining us. From myself, from Christian and David, what do we do here, fellas?
We make fun of you.
No. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us for our Week 16-17 Monday Night Football recap. Let's talk a little bit about the holidays. How you guys got plans for the holidays? How are you spending the holidays?
Kicking it with the fam, watching basketball, watching the Christmas football games when they come on, so on and so forth.
Christian.
Yeah, same thing. It's just a time to. I always say Christmas is just a time to relax. You know what I'm saying? Thanksgiving is the travel holiday. Christmas is a time to relax. But, I think I say it on behalf of everybody here on this show. Merry Christmas. Hope you guys enjoy it with your family, your friends, your loved ones. And, I also know this could be a tough time for some people because, this is where grief really
hit,
yeah. So, I just want to offer, my love and my light to those, who are struggling around this time. Like they feel that they're alone. They feel they don't have anybody to talk to. And yeah, but happy holidays to everybody.
And yeah, very happy holidays from everybody here at Prime Sports World. Even Izzy Rivera, the Green Bay Packers fan. Can't leave him out. But yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow with Fantasy Football Weekly as we try to get your lineups ready for those Fantasy Football Championships. If you were lucky enough to make it that far. TJ, you get to the championship, or how did your season go?
I missed it by a game. So like my first fantasy league in gotten like 10 plus years. I think the last time I did fantasy football was my freshman year of college, which was well before we really got acquainted, you and I, David.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that was that. I mean, like honestly, I got off to like a slow start, and it is what it is. So like I think I started with Bo Nix the first couple weeks, and then I switched to Matthew.
God bless Bo Nix.
Right, and then I switched to Matthew Stafford, and being honest, like I don't think anyone saw Matthew Stafford going on the tear that he went on, like to go from week 3 to week whatever it was they played the Panthers of not throwing an interception, like
something like that. Yeah,
like that 2.5 month stretch of not throwing an interception, like that was insane. Am I gonna do it again next year? Probably not. Like this again, like this.
Oh, come on. You gotta go. Come on. Don't be like that.
Probably not. No.
But yeah, thank you very much for everybody for joining us here at Prime Sports World. Also, shout out to TJ going back to school to get that teaching certificate. Kudos to you, brother. Keep pursuing those dreams and those goals. We will be back here tomorrow with Fantasy Football Weekly. If you're not able to watch that show, have a happy holiday. And yes, here at Prime Sports World, what do we do here, gentlemen?
We bring the heat.
Yes, sir. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe out there. Peace out, brothers.